Hey guys, what is up? In today's video, we are going to show you some tips and tricks when you first start out in Palworld. Now, it can be a bit overwhelming when you first start out in Palworld. The world is pretty big, it's pretty vast, it's pretty colorful, and I will be showing you and teaching you some tips and tricks that you will definitely need as you progress through Palworld. So, the number one tip is to pick everything as much as you can in the beginning. So when you start out, you have pretty much nothing. So every stone, every stick, every paldium, every egg, everything that you see on the ground, pick it up as much as you can because you will need them, especially in the beginning. Especially with paldium, you need to use that in a lot of different things. With wood, you need them to craft and build weapons and armor and housing and everything that you need. So pick everything up as much as you can in the beginning. I'll put to like maybe level 10 to 15, and then you probably could just start mining, right? So that's number one. Number two is be mindful of the temperature when you first start out. So temperature in Palworld can be a bit tricky. So in the beginning, you're pretty much naked, right? You're pretty much naked. You don't have any equipment, you don't have armor. And the thing about Palworld is if you are in the beginning area, temperate, it's very normal, right? But once nightfall hits, you will start freezing to death. You will start taking damage from the cold, right? And once you start expanding to other areas, to farther areas in the game, well, you will need heat resistant and cold resistant armors respectively. So if you go to the desert, you need heat resistant. If you go to the icy, snowy biome up north, you'll need a cold resistant armor. So again, when you first start out, you will need to be mindful of the temperature at night. So that's why, as much as you can, build a small shack with a bed as fast as you can, because once night falls, unless you have a fox sparks out all the time, because that you can't do that, so that your fox sparks can heat you up, can warm you up at night. I suggest either rush building cloth armor, or when night falls and when you start freezing, you need to go to bed and wake up in the morning. So that's number two. Number three is you can never have enough paldium. Now paldium, especially in the beginning area, there's a lot of small tiny paldium like deposits. Mine those, and there's also a lot of paldium fragments scattered around in the ground. Pick those up because you can never have enough paldium, right? Unless you're near, late game, mid game, you have, those like, I think crusher. Yeah, you have a crusher and you can just make paldium out of rock. Then you still need to, mine them yourselves in either, like what I said, the small deposits around the overworld, or in dungeons, there are big deposits of paldium. You can never have enough paldium because you need them for balls, you need them for upgrades, you need them even for the, the end game balls that you need to catch the pals, the spheres, the end game spheres. You need a lot more. So maybe around mid game you might think, oh, I don't need that as much, but you do need paldium all throughout the game. All right, so number four is the best early game pals. So the best early game pals, in our opinion, is one, Kativa, because Kativa is immediately available running around. Because they're cute, and because, well, they're pretty good at the base. They hoard, they mine, they do a lot of things. Next one is Vixie. Now Vixie is maybe a bit more once you kind of like expanded through maybe a couple of waypoints. Vixie is very important because if you have like a few Vixies in your farm, in your ranch, once you have a ranch in your base, Vixies produce pal spheres, the blue ones, the beginner pal spheres. So if you have like 3 or 4 of them in the ranch and you run around, once you come back, you'll have a lot of pal spheres. So you don't need to use your paldium for the basic ones. Number 3 is fox sparks. Now fox sparks is one of the best early game battle pals, because number 1, well, they're fire. Number 2, they're cute. Number 3, once you unlock their passive skill, which is you pick them up and they become a flamethrower, it's just the coolest thing ever, right? And the last one is Pangolin. Now Pangolins, number 1, he's pretty cute. They're pretty cute, right? Number 2, like Foxparks, they also drop organs that you need to craft. Foxparks have the red ones. Penguin has the blue ones, the frozen ones, right? And Penguin can also help you cool off if you're venturing through hotter climates when they're out. So again, for us, those are the best early game pals. Get them as much as you can. Hopefully, you're lucky to get good passive skills. So that's our list of the best early game pals. All right, number 5, focus on leveling up. So leveling up in Palworld is a bit different because if you try to, take out, I don't want to use the word K, if you off pals by trying to grind and leveling up through that, it's slower. The best way to focus leveling is just catch as much pals as you can, because that's pretty much where the big XP boost comes from. Catch as much, especially if you haven't really cleared out the small quest per species. So per species, you will need to just, I don't know, catch 10 and you have XP bonus after that. So focus on leveling yourself, focus on leveling your pals. So as you level, your pals will level. That comes hand in hand. And at the same time, check out your pal box so that you can also level up your base, because once you level your base, you can expand to 2 bases and then eventually 3 bases, but you need to clear out certain quests and certain objectives to do that. So that is number 5, focus on leveling up. Number 6 is build your base near resources. Now, why? Because it's more efficient, it's easier, it's not going to take as long. So in the beginning area, there's a spot there near the waterfall where there's a bunch of paldium, there's a bunch of berries, there's a bunch of trees, there's a couple of rocks, and there's an iron deposit, right? So that's the first one of the best beginner areas, or if not the best beginner areas in the game. So it's very easy for not only for yourself when you're mining, but it's also going to be very easy for your pals to do their tasks, whether it's mining stone, mining wood, picking up the things that they mine, because when pals mine something, they don't have an inventory, so it falls to the ground, another pal picks it up. So it's going to be easier for them. It's going to be a shorter walk or run to and from the mine material to your chests. So build your base near resources. Number 7 is catch them all. What does that mean? I know that, I get it. It's from Pokemon, I get it. But think about pals, like what I said in tip number 5, you level up faster when you catch pals. Now, you catch pals for 3 reasons. Number 1, you want them. Number 2, you need them for your pal deck. Number 3, you need them because you would eventually breed and hopefully you get good passive skills. Those are the reasons why. And as you do them, you get more and more XP. So you need to catch every single one that you want. So that's number 7. And number 8, most importantly, number 8, adjust world settings to your liking. Now, some people might say I want to do it vanilla, but if you're going, there are certain things that you'll do that you need to tweak your world settings. So for example, if you want to level up faster, you can tweak your XP bar. If you want to have immediate hatch for your eggs, if you're breeding, you can tweak it also so that you don't need to wait for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours for especially the bigger, huge eggs, the rare pals. When you start breeding them, it's going to take hours for them to hatch, right? So there's a lot of, another one is if you want to, not worry about hunger, not worry about stamina, there's a lot of things you can tweak and adjust in your world settings so that it fits your playstyle when it comes to Palworld. So those are the 8 beginner tips and tricks that you might want to consider. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Hope you liked it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell icon. We'll see you on the next one.